Welcome to the VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and good Monday, everybody. It's man, it just feels like Groundhog Day. Same old song and dance. Another loss to Florida. Try to put some positive spin on it. It seems like we do this a lot, but it is what it is. It's where we are at as a program. I feel like, rewatching the game against Florida, we brought some positives out of it in the post-game show. I think people are grasping for something to be positive and optimistic about. But again, it feels like we do this time and time again. Every time a new coach comes in, we get excited. We see the positives. And then 3 to 4 years later, we're ready to move on. So where are we at? I thought Tennessee had some success running the football against Florida. I think that Hendon Hooker has confirmed that he gives this team the best opportunity to win. Now, it's early on Monday morning, so I don't know what his injury update is. I don't know what his health status is. Tennessee's got some big-time football games coming up over the next couple of weeks as they travel to Missouri on Saturday, and then South Carolina comes to Knoxville on October the 9th. Those are going to be big games. They're going to need Hendon Hooker to be healthy. The bottom line is Saturday night, Florida had more talent. More specifically, they had more depth. And Cooper Mays is the story there when it comes to depth. You're talking about a guy who kind of makes this offense click. We've seen it. When he's in the game, they have more success running the football. When he's out, Tennessee struggles. But because of that lack of depth, you've got Cooper Mays out there with a broken finger. You've got Cooper Mays out there playing on one leg because they feel like, I don't know if that's a coach's decision. They feel like that the offense is better with Cooper Mays in there on one leg, but you got to admire the toughness, the grit of Cooper Mays. The kid is a gamer. He wants to be in the game. But like I said, bottom line, Florida had more talent. Florida had more depth, but now we move forward. Is it Groundhog Day? Is it the same old song and dance, or is something different this time with Josh Heupel? We'll take a look at all that coming up here in just a second. Do me a favor, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new videos. We will be live tomorrow night, just as we are every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Talkin' VAWLS Network. And then Saturday, we will be live immediately following the Tennessee and Missouri game. But let's get into it here in just 1 second. Do you guys want to get an advantage over your sports book? You need to head over to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Download BetQL, the only app you need to make smart bets. Their computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. Also gives you the reasoning behind why you should place that bet. Their model covers everything from spreads to over-unders and player prop bets. But I know how some of you guys are. You don't always listen. You want to play armchair quarterback, and that's fine. If you want to do the work yourself, BetQL has all the necessary tools for your research needs. Sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing, line movements, you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. They've also got great team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and the over-under. So go to try.betql.co/VAWLS to get started now. Going to drop all the links in the description below, but if you use that promo code VAWLS at checkout, you're going to save 25% on all subscription offerings. They also have a deal where you can get an entire year of BetQL for free. So jump in the description below. Check that out, BetQL. So let's take a look at this article from VAWLS 24/7, written by Ryan Callahan. These are post-game comments. Mullen, despite loss, VAWLS different-looking team under Heupel. Let's take a look at it. It says Florida might have pulled away from Tennessee and coasted to a comfortable victory Saturday night in the VAWLS SEC opener, but Gators coach Dan Mullen didn't allow his team's final margin of victory to change his impression of Tennessee so far under first-year coach Josh Heupel. After Florida scored 28 unanswered points to cruise to a 38-14 victory over the Vols in Gainesville, Mullen said Saturday night that Tennessee was a different-looking team and a much-improved football team compared to what he saw from the Vols last year under former coach Jeremy Pruitt. Didn't matter to Mullen that Florida's margin of victory Saturday night doubled the Gators' 31-19 win at Tennessee last year. What is different about this football team? The conversation we seem to have After the Pitt game, talked about effort and fight and not quitting. A couple of times in that game, Tennessee got down by 2 scores, but they continued to fight. They continued to scratch and claw. They never quit. They never rolled over and played dead. Some comments from Alontae Taylor after the game. He made a promise to Vol Nation. He said this football team is not going to quit. They're not going to go away. They're not going to fold like they did last season. We'll see how this football team responds. Do they live up to that? They faced some adversity already. Tough loss to Pitt, tough second half against Florida. And I think that's the key, the kicker, I guess. That's what kind of set off the fan base. There was some back and forth after that Florida game. And it's not a moral victory. I know Indy Kid kind of touched on that yesterday in the day after video. It's not a moral victory, but I think it made a difference when Tennessee came out and they punched Florida in the mouth. It was a back and forth fight for that first half. But then Florida pulled away. So it's kind of a tale of two halves. You saw that fight in the first half. But then in the second half, you see guys like Cooper Mays out there beat up. You got Jabari Small, who I think it was Austin Price, Brent Hubb. Somebody on VAWLS basically said, if this was spring camp, Jabari Small's injury, he would likely be out for 3 weeks. Instead, he tapes it up, he rubs some dirt on it, and he's back out there competing because this team has some grit to them. They have some fight to them. The next couple of weeks are going to be huge for this football program. Missouri on the road this Saturday at noon. Big-time game. Is Tennessee the goal for me all year long? Can Tennessee get to 6 wins? A lot of people had this Missouri game as a loss. I think Missouri is very beatable. I think it's probably going to be, I would imagine Missouri will be favored by a couple of points because of home field advantage, but this is basically just like that Pitt game. This is a pick 'em. How does Josh Heupel and this football team respond against Missouri and against South Carolina? Because that's your path. That is your road. If you're going to get to 6 wins, you've got to take care of business the next 2 weeks. The Pitt loss hurt. It did. It stung. Florida, it is what it is. It is what it is. We should have expected what we got in the swamp. That's where this football team's at. But how do they respond the next 2 weeks? These next 2 weeks are crucial for this football team. The article goes on to say, coming into the game, that was a different looking team than I saw last year. To be honest with you, Mullen said how they played, the intensity, the toughness, the physicalness they played with. I give them some credit. I think they're a much improved football team. Says here, Florida raced out to an early 7-0 lead before the Vols answered with a 47-yard touchdown from fifth-year senior quarterback Hendon Hooker to junior running back Tyon Evans. Field goal late in the first, but the Gators in front before Tennessee took its first and only lead in the second quarter on a 75-yard touchdown pass from Hooker to Javonte Payton. The Vols led more than 7 minutes before Florida went back in front for good on a 23-yard touchdown run by Wright with 4:15 left in the first half. Tennessee forced a turnover late in the first half that prevented the Gators from adding their lead at halftime, but Florida scored on its opening drive of the second half and ultimately pulled away. Let's see what it says here at the end. It says, I think you look at them as a physical group, physical on both sides of the ball, some good athletes. Their quarterback, I thought, played really well, hit some shots, creating big plays. They're an explosive type of offense, and you can see that improvements they made in 1 year and what Coach Heupel is doing with them and how those guys play. Also said that Heupel is doing a good job building that program up, talking about the explosive offense, tough offense to play. Adjustments they made at halftime for us to come in and pitch the shutout, yada, yada, yada. Is what it is. But Dan Mullen there with some complimentary words of Josh Heupel, doing a good job building that program up. It's going to be crucial to see how he recruits. That's something we also talked about in the post-game show. Is Josh Heupel going to be able to recruit? We talk about it taking time. He needs the Jimmies and Joes. I feel like this coaching staff has done a good job scheming up plays on offense. Guys running open all over the field. Got to be able to convert. Got to be able to connect. But Josh Heupel has to be able to recruit. Is he going to be able to do that? That is going to be crucial for the rebuild of this program. They need more depth. They need more talent. The ability to go into the transfer portal, plug and play, I think that's going to be key as well. So we like what we see. We see positives. I feel like most of us believe that this coaching staff can teach, and not only teach, but they can develop. But are they going to be able to recruit? Dan Mullen feels like this team is different. Is it Groundhog Day? Or are they truly different? Is this coaching staff different than what we've been through for the last 15 to 20 years? Leave me a comment, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Groundhog Day, something different. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' VAWLS. And again, join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Talkin' VAWLS Live. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs how like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking food.